We are live.
Namaste. This is Dr. Archana Divedi, Midlife Management Committee Chairperson in front of you, and a pride moment when my two inspirational gurus sitting in front of me. I welcome you all for Gyan Pravah 169th episode, The Flow of Knowledge, which flows through us every day 8 p.m. And here I have two women of substance, their journeys and stories of purpose, passion, and perseverance, each having carved her own path, broken barriers, and empowered many along the way. I am one of them. Today, as they come together, they bring not just wisdom and experience, but powerful energy, aura, unity, and vision and strength. So, welcome Sunita Tandulwadkar and Radhika ma'am on
Namaste.
this platform.
Namaste.
Yeah. So a little words. I think our visionary, vibrant president, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, madam, who took up the job as a Foxy president in January, and unstoppable, and imagine the energy which flows around her. I always say I can speak clothes about her that I won't stop. That is the aura which she carries, and that is the inspiration which is coming along with us, along with her whenever we are around her. Her contributions are being an accomplished doctor, accomplished mother, a laparoscopic surgeon, robotics, infertility. I think I can go on enumerating everywhere she is, and there is now regenerative medicine. Once I see you speaking, madam, it's an matlab the calm, the serenity with the subject automatically flows from her is an inspiration, and we learn a lot, and still learning curve is going on higher and higher with madam. And let me tell you, Radhika ji, not only the academics, but her social projects, the way she is handling the women in empowering the common woman. And as we are going to progress into this webinar, Navarasa, that is the topic which we chose together, Radhika ji. And I think I'm dedicating with Madam sitting in front of me. Sampurna project is her very near to the heart. And let me tell you, it is like she is designing that the woman, once she becomes pregnant, she should be ready to be pregnant. That is taking care in the preconception period, during the antenatal period. It may be the health, maybe the spirituality, maybe the medical treatment, and knowing their numbers, knowing your BP, your pulse rate, your oxygen, weight, your BMI, everything comes in a comprised shell whenever she learns to be going on to the journey of pregnancy. And even after that, that is the concept of fourth trimester, when she's already delivered the baby, then also how she is into the best of the health and shape. So, Madam Sampurna, I know it is very close to you. 9 months journey of a pregnancy and the Navrasa. With Radhika ma'am over here, I think it will be a journey which everybody will have that spiritual flavor into that. And with
Archana, enough of me. Today it's your day with Radhika ji. I know you are also unstoppable. I want the podcast to be a dialogue between you and Radhika ji, and we all want to enjoy that. I know I want to join from the viewers link, or I have to join from the viewers link. The whatever I wish to be with both of you here, but that's not our protocol. And Radhika ji, believe me, Archana always surprises me. She always bring in the faculty, which, whether she calls me or not, I wish to join to see the faculty, to know about her. And I'm so honored today you are on a Foxy platform. We are all grateful to you for taking out your valuable time and being with us here. Today, this podcast series, we never thought that the concept will evolve so beautifully. 169th day we are together, 8 p.m. we log in, and we have 30 committee chairperson. These are our future leaders of Foxy. We thought that their creativity, to whom they should interact, whom they should be taking interview with. But believe me, Radhika ji, every single day I meet such a global personality, the inspirational personality, that I feel I am more evolved than my committee chairpersons. Every day I meet so much, and I feel uh, You speak, feel yourself the small. You may be a president of 46,000 gynecologists, but the world is beyond all this. This position doesn't bring you so much what you are learning with all these faculty. It has, evolved me. I'm so glad. And maybe after completion of 365 days, I will feel that this podcast was one of the most curated program of my tenure. So thank you so much for being on a Foxy platform, and it will be a pleasure to hear a Navarasa. I don't know how she's going to take an interview with it, but definitely it will be one of the best.
Thank you,
Thank,
Sunita, for the blessings. Just stay till I introduce Radhika ma'am.
of course.
Radhika ma'am is a prime example that we are all things at once. She is a mother, entrepreneur, yoga teacher, biker, mountaineer, and numerous other things. You name and she has done everything, ma'am. Her career has changed directions many times from starting an event management business in 2001 to becoming a yoga teacher and establishing Ra Foundation in 2009 to open her own wellness brand Anahata in 2020. Along the way, she became associated with the glamour industry as well, participating in beauty pageants such as Gladrex Mrs. India 2003. Each stage of her career has built onto the next. However, one event truly impacted her and changes the course of her life forever. In 2008, Radhika ji was diagnosed with cancer for the second time. She chose to treat her cancer, fought back with naturopathy, yoga, and taking the risk what she believed in. Since then, she has been a dedicated teacher of yoga and has taken this wonderful practice to people across the globe. She is known for her in-depth knowledge and insight into yogic scriptures and made name for herself as a reputed yoga, asana, meditation, and theory teacher. She states that introducing people to yoga and being a medium for this knowledge is in her life's work. Madhyam is what Madam has also given us. We are all Madhyam to this spirituality. So, this is what makes me very common in between you two people. And Radhika ji has also received many accolades in her decades long career, such as being she is Mercedes representative India for 2018. She's one of the few people in the world who have completed the Panch Kailash, ma'am, all five Kailash ranges. She's also a well known gifted speaker, eloquent and precise in thought. A firm believer of Indic value system, has developed educational material for several universities, schools in Vadodara. Currently, she is working as a CEO and founder of Anatha Organics, along with Ra Foundation. It inculcates the Indic values she has learned through her years in Himalayas and is a culmination of her own experience with health and yoga. Ultimately, like you, madam, she believes being kind, doing good, and embodying the spirit of love and gratitude in all that crosses her path. Believe me, when Sunita ma'am stands on the stage and says, I love you all, it really reaches to us, ma'am. Same as with Radhika ji. So I'm really blessed to have two of you together and with words of wisdom from Sunita ma'am and now taking the journey ahead. I think it will be a task for me to take out the maximum during this 1 hour and very thankful experience. Gratitude to both of you.
Lovely to hear about you, Radhika ji.
Thank
Can
you.
I just ask one question before I disappear? You took a daring of treating yourself with naturopathy, and you are completely free of disease.
Yes.
That's lovely. I think Archana can take one more podcast separately on, different pathies. I do believe allopathy. I feel those who are practicing a thorough Ayurveda, they have their own science, and it's very good. Though it is very difficult to find the true Ayurvedic surgeon or a practitioner. Same is homeopathy. I believe that regenerative medicine is another arm and naturopathy is the another arm. And we are blessed in India that we are masters of all the arms. So lovely too. And definitely when I'm coming to Baroda, I think Archana ke saath, Archana has always taken the diamonds from Baroda for an interview. And I might have to come 2 days just to meet all of you.
Love
just to
that'd be
meet all of you.
amazing. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Love to have
Thank
you.
you so much. And I will enjoy your podcast.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Archana.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am, for the.
Thank you, Radhikaji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So taking the journey ahead, Radhika ji, now Rasa is topic which we decided together on telephonic conversation. We all know Indian aesthetics, it refers to 9 primary emotions and sentiments that are believed to be fundamental to human experience and often represented in different art forms, maybe Bharatnatyam, maybe Kathak, maybe anything, Odissi, because the bhav, the thing which comes from inside during the journey of the emotional, I mean, I would say women health, Navrasa remain an important part. There is always a term known as confusion, there is a term known as suppression, and then comes the expression. So, I would like you to explain how do you take Navrasa as a female, maybe in your journey, how did it impact you?
First of all, namaste, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. Archana, I think you've done a wonderful job because I've seen your questions and you have put in effort, and that shows. So, thank you. And it was amazing to meet ma'am, and she has a very charming, very positive personality. So, I'm very grateful to have even met her online. Now, taking your question, your first question is, how do I see Navarasas? Well, I think I finally see Navarasas. That should be the answer. Because we all have forgotten to see it. We have forgotten to see it. And unfortunately or fortunately, Natya Shastras kept them alive. So the Navarasas come to us from the Natya Shastras of Bharata. And those 9 emotions, if you look at it, is primarily the very reason for life itself. The very reason for your next reaction, next response, your family life, your life with your own personal self. That is, if you have any, your friend circle, society, everything is just these 9 rasas, and they have been lying low for a very long time. And now with the modern medicine and Instagram influencers and health practitioners are talking about hormones and secretions of certain hormones with a certain gland and how they affect your well-being. In the end of it, it's just about the way you feel. Correct. So if you're happy, you have dopamine. If you're sad, you have cortisol. So these things are something that you've termed now, but we for more than 10, 20,000 years have been talking about emotions and how emotions govern your state of being. So I'm very glad that I'm thinking about them now.
Yes, ma'am. So starting with, because we are all smiling, I'll take the Hasyaras first. Because when a lady, I would like being a gynecologist, always a woman who is on the path of trying for conception. There is a triggering, there's a like feeling of emotion, like she's going to adapt into the marital harmony, going to be triggered somewhere. So a happiness and hasya is there. So do you feel the pressure to stay cheerful even if you're not okay? Sometimes. Or maybe I would put it the last time you laughed freely. What triggers?
When you become one, what will trigger the best emotion is when your mind and body are meeting at an X point, right? So it could be your favorite samosa and chai with a long lost friend, which has nothing, absolutely got nothing to do with money, status, or job. It could be the memory of looking at old photographs and reminiscing the old times when your children were small. So those are happy moments. They are moments when you basically are absolutely in sync with your prana. And that's what yoga is all about. Yoga is about bringing the mind and the body together. So anytime there is a mind and body contact, 100%, it could be your favorite movie, your favorite music, it could be anything. You experience this natural surge of amazing hormones from your brain, right? And so those are innocent, unadulterated moments of joy. Correct. But when you have to pose in front of a photograph, or you have to, do the society niceties, how are you? And I'm well. That's protocol. That's something we do to live by, which is equally important. When we talk about rasas, if we talk about emotions, we talk about our personal space. We talk about our personal growth. We are looking at ourselves. Because the best part about Navarasas is not that they are there, it's about looking at the world later and looking at your emotions first,
Yeah.
which is very, very deep in a way, because we are all living such a fast, shallow life, unfortunately, you know. And so we do things to get by. We are already faking it most of the times. Correct. Sometimes it's protocol, sometimes you need to do it because it's seniority. But there are very few moments when you do it out of genuine feeling. When the genuine feeling is there, it is a feeling of shanti, where everything is peaceful.
So I think humor as a healing experience.
Humor is anyways good for life. And the best humor is the one that you have on yourself for yourself. They say that a person learns to laugh at themselves, the world laughs with them, right? So if you're able to come in touch with your own self and look at things in a positive way, I just recently was listening to this podcast with Anupam Kher, Raj Shamani and Anupam Kher. You must check out that podcast. In which Anupam Kher says such a beautiful thing. He says that it's only mediocre people who cannot look at life positively. Right? I thought it was such a strong and such an important statement. So that when you look at yourself, whether you've lost or you've won, you look at life with joy and positivity. So
That's
humor is an extension of that positivity. I know a lot of people who are very humorous outside but very sad inside, right? So here, I, the only difference between you and me, Archana ji, probably that you're looking at things outside the world, whereas I'm looking at the emotions as I feel it, as I see it. Correct. I could be very joyous. Now, many times we cross these busy roads, and in the heat, you find these people who are mentally unstable and like roaming around freely. And I always think that they're happiest in the world. Like they don't care. They are just living the moment at that point in time. Right. So I feel controlled emotions outside, and recognition of those emotions in the correct light inside makes a perfect human being.
perfect, ma'am. So I think I'll take it that way. Smile till it becomes a habit of yours from inside
Absolutely.
out.
And do it for yourself, not
Yourself.
for the world.
Yeah. Another very beautiful ras which comes with the Hasya healing is Shringar ras. I
Yeah.
would correlate with a newlywed bride who is ready to adapt into a different household. So that Shringar, how does it come to you? Sometimes we do feel a pressure to meet the beauty standards.
Yeah, that's
There
sad.
are things. So, I mean,
You can never ever compete with beauty that you feel,
mm,
right? I might not have colored my hair, I might not wear the most expensive sari or wear the most expensive jewelry, but in my eyes, you see this beauty that keeps you attracted to me for a very long time. Those are the kind of people who are very satisfied inside. Now, if you recognize that, you will not be up against competition. In a world of, so even if you are not getting ready, you are getting ready, right? The whole idea of getting ready is to look as though you've not done too much.
yeah.
Correct? Isn't that the bottom line of it? Natural makeup, and you spend like 4 hours and some 40,000 rupees on one makeover just so that it looks like it is not makeup, right? So we are living in that kind of a world right now. Beauty standards will never come against you if you, as a person, are in love with the way you are and how you are. The problem only happens is because you are constantly looking for beauty standards outside. You do not have the strength, the will to kind of know who you are, how confident you are. The people who have that confidence, amongst lakhs of people, you can spot them.
So
They
I
don't need any.
perfectly said, madam. A little extension, there is a body weight concept. People,
Yes.
I think body shaming would be a word, but like adolescent girl, sometimes suffering from PCOD and so many things. So being obese or overweight, or say if she has delivered and she's not able to shed the weight at that point of time. So what is your advice? How do you go?
My advice will be the same for all your questions. that who are you? I mean, don't compare yourself. Give your body time. You've just delivered. Or if you have PCOS, why do you have PCOS? What are the factors that trigger it? Correct those factors. Then the PCOS won't be there. You're going to eat 20 vada paos in a week. You are going to have PCOS, right? Because you're ingesting all the wrong things, chemical laid stuff, chemical laid ointments, chemical laid hair treatment, everything is so chemical laid. So if you are in touch with nature, you will not put on weight. And even if you put on weight, you'll feel fantastic about your body. So these beauty standards, set beauty standards, are very, very internationally put into our society ever since Sushmita Sen won Miss Universe. It's a big marketing strategy, right? It's a capital market. You have people, and now look at everybody's coming to India because this is where the money is, this is where the people are, right? Go back to your roots. Where do you come from? Look at your grandmother, look at your mother, take advice. I feel it's perfectly beautiful to be able to blend modern medicine and traditional practices together if you do it in the right wisdom. So you can do those things and first of all, get away from this chakkar of getting PCOS, PCOD and putting on weight, right? Next, if you have put on weight, allow the body to experience that weight gain as well. And what are the things that you're doing to reduce the weight, except that you're comparing yourself with Instagrammable pictures? Correct? How many women do you know now, Dr. Archana? I have a daughter who's 29, I have a daughter who's 26, and I feel that they are my daughters. So I cannot say that they are bad. They're much better than most of them because they do follow a lot of traditional practices because I brought them up. But yet, when I meet their friends or when they have a conversation with me, the entire conversation is about how I feel, how I look, what happened, this thing of jealousy, of possessiveness, of anger, of, all of these sentiments. And that actually, look at a beautiful young woman, and over that, you will see no glow in the eye, no shine on the face. It's just all made up, right? If you want to really be beautiful, spend time with beautiful people, spend time with good company. I always say this, that Chandanam Sheetalam Loke, Chandanadapi Chandrama, that you have the sandalwood tree that's supposed to be the most coolest. And cooler than the sandalwood tree, the poet says it's Chandrama. It's the Sheetalta, it's the cooling aspect of the moon that's cooler than the sandalwood tree, right? Chandra Chandaniyor Madhya, between the sandalwood and the moon, is the company of positive, beautiful people. Nothing can be cooler in every way than to spend your time with people who are positive in life. Fly with the eagles. All those women who are having issues with how they look and what they're putting on weight and they don't feel good is simply because you're looking in the wrong direction, right? You need to fly with the eagles. You need to look at people who can be your inspiration, learn from them, emulate from them, learn from your elders, have respect for traditions, culture, language, food. It'll make a huge impact on the way you are as a human being.
So that is very true. From the low vibration, you have to reach up to a vibration.
Absolutely.
You really want to vibrate. If
Right.
you're wanting to reach sun, you have to start moving towards it rather than sitting and waiting that somebody else will exercise and you'll be benefited. So
True.
true, ma'am. So I'll be combining few rasas together like Bhayanak, Rodra, and Adbhut. I think they all come with the same expression, little bit here and there. But for me, as a doctor, it comes as anxiety, stress, unresolved issues,
Insecurity.
insecurity. You're not able to understand. Like, I think every human being who's living on this earth knows that they are mortal, but everybody is living a life as if they are not going to die any day.
Yes.
That is what I can feel at a small level. So please elaborate how to get along with these feelings. But this mixed feeling is going to be there. Somebody passing, you feel like don't want to talk. Sudden anger gushes into you. Or when present with some people, you are very anxious. The comfort level completely goes away.
Right.
What is your experience
I
in?
think my experience is that we feel those emotions because we care about those people directly, directly. This is what I mean. Even if you feel anger, you care enough for you to be angry at them.
Hmm.
If you feel love, you feel enough love for them to be angry, to love them. So everything is a projection of how you are feeling about yourself. Correct? Anybody who is talking bad about you wants to be like you, and that's the truth. Correct? So these are complicated human emotions simply because we don't have the grounding for it. First, we used to have larger families. We had grandparents. We didn't need therapists because obviously you had a family that would help you. Then, it's slowly 20, 30 years ago, we had friends. And we were not that polluted, corrupted. There was not enough simulation outside. So we still looked at the trees and cycled our ways out and things like that. Now, every 1 minute, life is changing, and look at the amount of bombardment you have in terms of ideal way to eat and ideal, because every reel that you look at and you kind of, when you look at it, you feel you're doing everything wrong. Everything that you're doing is wrong. So there are a lot of people who get anxiety thinking about this. But I think the only solution is to go off the mobile, keep a life in balance. Like I said, be in the company of positive people, follow good content, read good books, spend your time with nature, petting a dog or a cat, or feeding a cow, or hugging a tree, or gardening. These are grounding activities. But if you have these activities, your emotions will be in balance, in control. I'm not saying that you should not be angry. Be angry at the right time for the right reason, right? So that anger has a value, correct? Then, if you're very, very jealous, it's okay to be jealous. It's a natural human emotion. But understand, and whenever you feel jealous, acknowledge it and tell yourself that this is the time you're feeling jealous. So take note of this. अब किसके पास इतना समय है? कौन करेगा ये? And then we are looking at complicated solutions to simple problems, like the simplest problem. And I run a brand and I talk to people and we do consultations because we have such a vast range of products. And we had to, in the last 5 years, we've had to change mindsets of people. We've not just sold our products, but we have, because when I read messages, they say our life has changed and it's empowered. And all we did was just tell them simple things. Ki aap surya ko jal do. You do not even know the energy of the sun and how it reacts with your emotions. Chandrama ko jal do. योग करो, 2-5 मिनट प्राणायाम करो, ध्यान में बैठो, आधा घंटा कोई किताब पढ़ लो. Simple things like this. And it has changed lives because these systems that we have in our place is a legacy, and we are forgetting to practice it, and we have a responsibility to carry it forward. That should answer all of your questions, because your anger, jealousy, all of this stems from your own sense of insecurity and incompleteness. Minute you feel complete, tell me, Archana ji, are you ever jealous of anybody who you learned from? No, because you yourself have put in that effort to hone those skills. So why can't somebody look at Archana ji and say, why can't I be like her? It's like that. It's as simple as that.
So, ma'am, how do you nurture the curiosity and creativity in the world that often asks women to settle down?
I never listened to it. Women are not supposed to settle down. You are supposed to settle down. It's women, 80% of this world, this universe, this energy, the atom, the multiverses function because of a feminine energy. It's just that women are so powerful that they have learned to accept everything. And now I think it's the time for them to, like you just said, that you need to work hard and you need to go up to the sun. You can't expect somebody to push you and take you up there, right? So the whole idea is, what is settling in actually mean? First of all, women should question that. I don't blame the men at all. If I feel men have disempowered women, I'm ready to say it's on a national platform that women are responsible for it. You have allowed this to happen. You know why? Because you've only thought through your emotions and not through your brain. If women become empowered, men don't stand a chance. And I really mean the gender, the male, because you're misogynist, all of them in the end, in some form or the other. Now, there are two ways to do it. Either you've accepted it and you accepted it for a long time because you probably like to be subjugated and be slaved, right? But if you like independence, if you love life, if you have the excitement of doing things, I can guarantee you nobody will come in your way, because that's the energy you're projecting.
I think you are describing it so beautifully, what our Vedas mention, Ardhanarishwar. Maybe Shiva Parvati, maybe Krishna Radha. It's like born together. Nobody was less than another. So
I
the
think
female
I'll take one step ahead and say, no, feminine energy is greater than the masculine energy. But it's the modesty of the feminine energy to be settled in 50% with the male energy. Now, this Shakti needs to be understood by women. Now, you're a gynecologist, you're looking at cases like hundreds and thousands of them. What are you reading? Exactly the opposite of everything that I'm saying. So, how do you expect people to change if they're not? We are looking at suicide cases of doctors. There was an Ayurvedic doctor in Kerala who killed her child and herself for dowry. This is yesterday's news. You look at all the cases, all the women are educated. The girl who committed suicide in Tamil Nadu in 10, 15 days, a very educated girl. So, what are we teaching our girls? What are we teaching our women? What are we teaching the society? So, if your emotions are not in control by your own self, how do you expect somebody else to control your emotions for you? Look at women, most of the time they're gossiping, most of the time they're spending time belittling other women because women don't support women. That's the truth of it, right? In a larger, okay, we are on a platform and we are here with a model code of conduct and we are. But tell me how many women do you know who help you out when you are down? And I can guarantee you the answer for everybody will be the same. So, where is all of this coming from? So, emotions are directly triggered by these life experiences. And these life experiences then create a problem in your physical energy body. There is a mental energy body, there's a physical energy body, there is a psychological energy body. Right now, even if you look at modern science and quantum, what are you listening? You are saying that every single thing that you're saying, feeling, doing is coming back to you. This is the truth of it. So, what are you saying? What are you doing? How are you feeling? If you want to feel good, if you want to feel better, start looking at positive, beautiful things. Visualize an image of something that you really need to do, somehow, someone you want to be, instead of visualizing images that you are not, right? That's not your goal, anyways. So I believe women should, now, if you look at everywhere, I see same hairstyle, everybody's colored their hair the same, everybody is wearing the same jewelry. Why? Because it's a trend. You see it in, you see that L'Oreal poster in every beauty salon. It's that much of impression that has come on you, right? The brands that told us not to oil our hair are selling hair oils now. So, where is your wisdom and how intelligent are you? So, I think it has nothing to do with education. I don't think it's anything to do with, the kind of literacy you've had or the exposure you've had. I think it's to do with your mindset.
Exactly. I think we all have got sofa set, we have dinner set, everything in the house, but the lacking part is mindset, as you said, madam.
So,
How do you manage the fear and high stress solution? Like people succumb, like you discussed about the two cases. People do succumb under pressure, however educated, the mental balance or something. So what is your, how do you manage that, ma'am?
I realize that you are on your own, darling. You're on your own. You were born alone, you're going to die alone.
Exactly.
You accept that and work on yourself. You, for every single question of yours is only one answer. And because it's such a good answer and easy answer, people don't want to talk about. People want to hold their nose like this when they can hold their nose like this. Why? Because you love the complication.
Yeah.
You love the complication. If I told you don't have to spend a single naya paisa on shampoo, conditioner, everything is available in your kitchen, I can guarantee you that even people with no money will not do it. Right? So it's a harsh reality. We are living in those times where everything is just skin deep. People are interested in the packaging and not what is inside. Correct? My suggestion to all of you is recognize those people in your life who have silently supported you no matter what. Don't go behind people who are praising you in front of 10 people. Look at those people that whether or not anything happened in your life, your mother, your family, your brother, your probably close friend, your husband, wife, child, anybody, silently praying for you. Right? Surround yourself with people who love you and whom you love. It creates this beautiful energy of kindness, I feel, which is a solution to a lot of things.
So you talked about being mother. So being motherhood, that did that enkindle something special in you and awe feeling, something like the joy of motherhood? Because we are talking about a Sampurna woman right now.
And I'm talking to gynecologists in the end. So the thing is, yes, I think I was born to be a mother. I remember my class, seventh class or something, when my teacher was asking everybody, "ये आप बड़ा होके क्या बनोगे?" And I said, "मुझे माँ बनना है." Then everybody was like laughing at me. I wanted to have for my children. I always want. I think I was born to become a mother. So my life changed a lot because of my pregnancy. So my first child, I was 23 when she was born. I married when I was just 20 years old. So everything played out for me because I was young. My son was born when I was 29, so I have 3 years gap between all my three children. So I grew with them. I learned their language. I learned their music. We exchanged shows. So I have a wonderful camaraderie with my children. So what I've done is I have worked on that. So for me, if you ask me, I feel every woman who comes from a decently good, stable income family should have 2 to 3 children, according to me. We need good people in the society. Good families should give good children so that the society, this earth, the culture that we are all in should be, it's our duty, I believe.
ऐसा लगता है जैसे कभी कभी आज घर में लाइट चली गई तो फैमिली वालों से बात करें तो लगा वो लोग भी अच्छे लग रहे हैं. I think we should make it a habit to be together.
Yes, you
I
must.
think talking it out, something, talking therapy, long time back, Dr. Frood also said, when you talk, it stays.
Yes,
Find
it does.
solutions
It
rather
does.
than suffering alone in a.
Always seek help. I mean, and always don't be a drama queen.
Yeah.
Both. There's a balance. There is a thin line you will cross. Self pity nahi chahiye. You have issues, talk to people. I'm telling you, if you genuinely have genuine issues, I don't see any reason why people won't help you. But you have to say it out.
But there is one thing, Radhika ji, people like to be into the Karun Ras, always in the victim energy, I would say. That I was the one who didn't get anything. I was the one who was supposed to be there. So,
So this has to go back with
Hmm.
history, with time, being enslaved, everything. It'll take another 100 years for us to get out of the dogma of being enslaved in this world, right? Yeah, but please finish your question.
Yeah, so when you talk about the compassion, sadness, I think every individual will talk. तो ऐसा ही लगेगा जैसे they were the victim and everybody else was like not able to give justice to that person. Maybe pregnancy, maybe into the menopause, maybe husband-wife relationship, maybe a girlfriend, boyfriend, anybody. I mean, any relation you say, if you talk to the people, so this compassion, sadness. I mean, the sense of grief or emotional pain, what they experience. Do you talk, cry, journal, isolate? I mean, have you experienced such compassion about it, and especially caregiving roles as a mother, daughter, or a partner? How should we actually teach our ladies to tackle this emotion? Because if I say a lady, she gets up in the morning, actually she's the one who's doing, doing, but she has to take care of everybody. The
Okay, so
Karunas.
that's, yeah, the Karunya. See, the thing is that we as women, we are wired for attention. Science has proven it now also, but we are wired for attention. So we are born to do a 70 of everything, every emotion. So it's not just a negative emotion. Even when we are happy, we are profoundly happy and we exhibit that happiness. So we do have that. But that is why it is very important to kind of, recognize where you're crossing the line between complaining and bickering, and that is a self study. That is, I think, majority we need to do it ourselves. But like you said, how do we bring up our girls? We bring up our girls by making them stronger physically, mentally, and emotionally. By allowing them to do what they want and be brave, because of society also, we are a little scared when our child goes out and that we are. But if you can somehow tackle that with communication, reading stories about brave women in this world, history is full of women who have done so much. We were just talking the other day that why can't all the women in the world unite and help Taliban ka jo rule ho raha hai Afghanistan mein? Why is that not happening? What is it that stops us from knowing that so many things are going wrong in every level, but we are not able to do anything. That is why I said that all of us are in the end are all alone. We have to fight and we have to understand. The best way is to first of all be that what you want your child to become. Right. So you yourself as a mother or a sister or a grandmother has to emulate those properties. Yatha Raja Tatha Praja, right? So as you will exhibit, so will they exhibit. If not now, then when the right time comes. So having the patience. Second is to allow the children to be in touch with their emotions. So if they are angry, allow them to experience the anger and make a learning lesson out of it instead of shunting them and saying that don't do this, is not good, girls don't do this, or don't let boys cry, let girls hit boys, let them do what they want, let them be who they are. Once you have given that confidence to a child between say 1 year and 8 9 years, a girl child especially, there are research that says that 90% increase in self-confidence of those girls are seen when they grow up. 90% is a huge number. So everything really matters on how you have been treated when you were a small child.
So,
Correct, for you to take that forward.
so in this era of ghosting, breadcrumbing, and whatnot, new terms are coming over. So, ma'am, what would be your advice? What they should practice to come out of that?
I just said be walk into your life like a switch off, switch on. When you are there, you are there. When you leave the room, don't think about it. Simple. So you don't carry back gossip, you don't carry back memories, live in the present moment. If you can practice that, a lot of philosophies kind of come. So I'm having this podcast with you. I have no memory of what I'm supposed to do when this podcast gets over. But when I go and do that task, I have no memory of the podcast we just did. So it takes practice. It's taken me a long time. But one thing is that किसके साथ attachment कर रहे हो, be careful about that, because sometimes we end up thinking about all those people who we don't like all the time. They're only playing in our head. That means you are giving those people who really you don't like and you think they don't like you the maximum amount of time and space in your head. Once you learn that, once you detach from that, no anybody can ghost you, because see, the terms might be new, but
Was
the emotions, are always there. We always know of a Mossy ji who suddenly never talked to us or never came back, or we also know about nanans and bahus who just don't get along and they're jealous of each other. तो ये तो उस वक्त भी था, अब भी है, आगे भी होगा. But to in all of this, in this life that you are born and until you die, because like she just said, that the only reality is that we are all not going to be there anymore. Right? So that if you hold on to that one reality, you will also see the way you navigate life will become very, very different.
So I think this is very true and grasping thing. I think the whole nutshell comes out as talk, keep moving. Stagnation is not a solution.
True.
I still remember when I was very young, I used to become angry and then I would not eat food. So one day my mother said, be angry, but please eat because you're starving yourself and you're making your health suffer. So it was such a
Yeah,
easy
I know.
thing that I realized, huh, I should eat. Why should I take on anger?
Exactly. So that's the right thing. So she allowed you to be angry.
Yeah, you be angry, eat and be angry.
Yes, absolutely. So that's why I'm saying there's a lot to learn from our own mothers and grandmothers, according to me, because I've learned everything from teachers and my elders. And I just believe that, once you've connected with yourself and you become peaceful with yourself, a lot of things change. Like reactions become responses, which is one of the best thing. And more than that, your gut and your brain connection remains very balanced, because it's ultimately the pancha mahabhutas that are working through you, through either your mind or your body. So if you have that mind in control, you don't let the mind control you, you control the mind. Agar wo ho jayega agar aapse, but uske liye the first thing is to have the intention that I really do want to change. If this is just going to be one podcast that you learned and had fun or did not have fun, then that relationship gets over here. But if you take this forward, you continue the path of knowledge, you continue the path of experiences. So my request to everybody who really feels these emotions and feels that you're not able to kind of project them out, or you're not able, or you're too scared, I would suggest take therapy. Talk to somebody. Go and meet a good counselor or a psychologist or a psychiatrist, depending on, whatever your diagnosis is. Talk to a friend. Learn to do grounding, walking bare feet on the ground, whether it's mud, not any artificial, but you can do like marble or kota, any natural stone or earth or sand or beach or grass ground. 20 minutes every day, and you'll see in 1 week a huge change in your body, because your Mooladhara gets activated. When that gets activated, uska kaam hi hai to make sure that it sends messages to the Vishuddhi, which is your endocrinal setup, to get regulated, because it's getting the power and the energy and the groundedness from earth. So it's beautiful when you read our Shastras and what they talk about life and medicine. It's crazy that there's medicine in everything, correct?
Yes,
So
yes.
this is medicine for some people, probably. Correct?
People
Yeah.
say if you hug a tree or just look at the tree, most of your woes are gone like that only. Nature
Yeah,
is.
I will tell you a third one. You hug a tree, you speak to a tree, and you sit with the back against a tree and record it. Record your experiences. I've done it and it's incredible. So every time I see a tree now, I have tears in my eyes, and people think I'm crazy. What happens is that as and as you start understanding these emotions and you start connecting with these emotions, you start to become very isolated from the world, because you're swimming against the current now. You're not doing what everybody else is doing. So you start swimming against the current. And then half the time people think you're crazy because you just have tears in your eyes, or you're just quiet, or you're not talking too much. And I feel, because that's the way my journey has been. So I can tell you out of experience. And then you stabilize over a period of time. So what the brain basically does is that it basically does this cognition, that who you were as you were a child and what you are now, and let's connect those dots and bring back some of those moments. So when you become grounded, you become a child. Nikhalas jo kehte hain, innocent. That part of it, yeah.
I have kept that word peace, the Shantaras for you. I would just like to listen without any question. Experience something like enlightening us from within.
Yes, that's because of the silence I've practiced. And believe me, I also have been a very active. I've been in the glamour industry for such a long time. I've modeled for the biggest designers. I have been a very successful entrepreneur. I always say this, that Ma Lakshmi has a huge kripa on me, because I've never had issues with money. It's just come to me. And I've never wanted too much also. So it goes both ways. But I've now I'm 53 now, and at this point in time, I'm realizing that life is so much about the vibration that you are in. That's it. If you're able to vibrate on a certain wavelength with people who empower you, I feel that you get uplifted, both physically, emotionally, even financially. I can definitely tell you that. So you become wiser, more wisdom comes into you, and you don't waste time behind emotions that are not under your control.
So, how to attain peace? This is a very diplomatic question I'm putting in front of you, but really everybody's searching for peace nowadays.
I mean, that's the only thing they want. If God were to appear in front of you and hand you a pen and paper and say, write down the one thing that you want in 10 seconds, what are you going to say? Everybody will say, I want peace. Right? Because that's the most difficult to attain, because we are in a Maya Jagat. The Jagat, which is, it is beyond what you can see, right? It's energy. Why do I feel the warmth from you even though I and you are so far away? There is an energy at play, right? Why am I able to see you on this device? Because it's electromagnetic energy at play. Correct? There's kinetic energy, there's sound energy. So we are nothing but vibrational beings. Now, if you understand that, you will automatically rise from the mundane. मिनट यू अंडरस्टैंड ना, ठीक है, तुमको 50,000 की साड़ी चाहिए, तुमने पहन ली 2 बार 3 बार, 3 बार तुम पहनोगे नहीं। अब वो फोटोग्राफ आप देख देख के खुश हो गया, आपने पोस्ट कर दिया, खत्म हो गया। आफ्टर दैट व्हाट? यू वांट अ 70,000 रुपी साड़ी। So where are you basing your emotions at? What are you feeling krodha because somebody told you the 70,000 rupee sari is not worth it, and that leads you to bibhatsya or hatred because somebody told you not to buy even though you're an independent woman, and that leads you to, feeling krodha and sulking. You're becoming silent, and then you become sarcastic, right? And then what are you? Who are you reduced to? Because and what from where did we travel from point A to this point, and what has that journey done to your body and to your mind and to your feelings? You've experienced so many emotions based on something that is so insignificant. अब ये समझ लो ना आप, तो फिर आप एक बहुत अच्छा जीवन जी सकोगे. एंड देन व्हाट हैपेंस है, वो आप 700 की साड़ी पहनो तो आपके ऊपर वो 70,000 की लगती है. Because you vibrate that energy. That, listen, I come in peace. I come in peace. And that's it. Right? So to get peace, you have to learn to practice peace. How are you going to get peace if you're going to be constantly anxious, or you're constantly be very suspicious about your husband or your wife or your partner, or you're constantly wondering who told what about you, or look at other people's feed and say, oh, this is rubbish. When you're constantly looking outside and complaining outside, how are you getting peace inside? So the best way to get peace is to give peace.
So you have to imagine, inculcate that it is inside you only, and try to find it within yourself.
No, you just give it to others. Shanti, when people meet you, I just feel so peaceful.
Yeah. So true, ma'am. So I think this is a very important take-home message. Madam, we have lost your net connection. It's very important to understand that the vibration is what we sent out to the universe. If we think that we have to think positive only, whatever negative life throws to us, we have changed the subject into the positive, and that is going a long way with us. Just sitting down with your fingers uncrossed like this and put it on your lap, chant Om, that is also going to give you a very good feeling. It doesn't have to be very loud, it can be from within inside, and that is going to subtle form help you combating all the things which is going on in your life. I think Radhika ji's network has gone. She may join again. When we are talking about Navrasas, maybe Shringar, maybe Bhayanak, maybe Raudra, maybe Karuna, maybe Hasya, Adbhuta, Shanti, Vibhats, or Veera, I think as a woman, we are empowered within ourselves. Being Veer is just not taking out a sword and going for a battlefield. Once you stand as a strong backbone behind your child, just nurturing him or her in her visions, pushing them forward, not even telling them that you are a support behind the back, is also a type of a virita. Hasya, as Madam already said, that it is inside you. Once you start smiling, at least हम लोगों ने सबने सुना हुआ है कि जब Radhika ma'am is back. So, ma'am, it's okay. You're on the mute. Please unmute, madam. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I think there was some issue with the internet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just connected to my personal hotspot. So I think we were in the middle of something interesting, but then maybe
I was just trying to cover up, not like you, but I was just trying to keep on the ball rolling so that till you are back.
Thank
So
you.
a few questions I would just like to ask on a personal experience, ma'am. What was the happiest moment of your life? What you
I carried my daughter, my firstborn child. I had a very difficult labor. It was a normal delivery. And I think when I carried her, and my waist was back where it was. I had a 25-inch ka kamar, and it was 25-inch after I delivered a 3.5 kilo daughter. And I remember the whole night. She was born in the afternoon at 3:40, and there was a song by Carpenters, On Top of the World. It's one of my favorite songs. I will never forget that night when I held her because she refused to sleep. And I sang the song, and the song was playing. You know, in those days, we had those Walkmen, you would put that. And I think 2-3 hours. And I remember my outfit, I remember the walls. I think it was the happiest moment of my life.
Wow, that's what Sampurn is about. When a
Can
mother
you hear
is
me?
ready. Yeah, ma'am. When the mother is with the child, with the happiness, what madam is expressing right now. And ma'am, one last, I would say, question to you. Cancer itself is a very taboo. How did you?
Because we can't do it.
We cannot hear you, ma'am, again. So the time, how did you?
I think this, can you Can you hear me now?
Better,
Can you
better.
hear me? All right, okay. I don't know. I'm on 5G right now. Okay, so I think cancer is a fashion statement, honestly. People are wearing it like a big proud badge. I was detected with it was actually endometriosis, adenomyosis to endometriosis, and then they told me that I will have to do a hysterectomy. And when they opened, they said the ovaries are not. It's not. It's too risky. And then they, gave me radiation, and it was that. And then I had. It was detected. I detected a lump on my right breast in 2009, and even in the first diagnosis, they had told me that this is very typically the breast and the cervical and the uterus. And so please be screening and get your mammograms done. It was a general advice. But after my hysterectomy, I refused to get on HRT because I don't know, I was just not. I have a very bad past of doctors and medicines in the sense they helped me recover, but at a very heavy cost because I was put on steroids and antibiotics all the time, and they were not able to cure the problem. They could diagnose it, but there was no cure for an allergy. So I went for an allergy test. So my story is like very, very long. But cancer came to me the first time, I was a little devastated. But then the doctor was also very happy that I was removing everything. And he said, generally you're going to be okay. So I kind of dealt with it. I dealt with the radiation also. But when this happened again for the breast, I was shattered. I'm like, I do not have I was not shattered because of the news that I had the cancer, but I was shattered because I have to go for an entire round of treatments again, which I was not prepared to do. I already had like 4 miscarriages. I've had a very bad, turbulent medical past, right? So, and then it was meanwhile I had found my dermatologist could not heal for a very long time. And this guy helped me heal it in 15 days. It was out of my system, which I was struggling for more than 12 years. We had to change our home because of the eczema. And he just, in 15 days, it was gone. And so when after a month this was detected, I naturally just ran back to him. And I said, listen, I have to do. I said, what's the worst thing? That it'll go from stage 0 to stage 1 or stage 2. I still have the option of allopathic medicine. So let me do this. And that changed my life. Whatever I am today here is because of the cancer. So I'm very grateful for the cancer, honestly. I'm very grateful because, if you want to, I'm sorry, if you want to, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
We
okay,
have three
sorry.
minutes.
Yeah. So if you really want to sow a crop, you have to tear the earth and put that seed and allow that seed to tear and get a crop out. Correct. So if you want to embrace goodness and success in your life, you have to be prepared to be torn open. Simple.
So true.
Even the clouds will burst for the water to come in. So nothing is, if you're looking at an easy path, I'm sorry to say, unless you are bestowed with very big karma from your past life, it's not going to come to you. You have to work hard.
Thank you, Bam. It was like the time passed, and I was just listening to a saga. So many practical things you have just enlightened us. Uh,
Yes.
one take-home message for all of us before I end this podcast. But it was lovely, lovely to be with you, ma'am. I
Thank you, Archana ji. I
touch
really
your neck
appreciate
and
it.
feel peace again.
I
So,
will. Of course, if our
our
paths cross, it'll be amazing. Okay, the takeaway message would be take care of yourself. And when I say that, what do I mean when I say take care of yourself? I mean, be present in every emotion. Be present. If you're feeling good, be present. If you're feeling bad, be present. Acknowledge it. Don't say it out. First, say it to yourself. And it'll make a huge difference in your life. I have done a series of podcasts, which I had mentioned to Dr. Archana as well, on the Navarasas. So it's a meditation. You can just sit while you're sleeping, switch it on. It's on Spotify. It's called Unblock by Radhika Iyer Talati. And the series is called Navarasas. So there are stories of 20 minutes on each emotion, and all of them are based out of Mahabharata. So do listen to them. You will feel fantastic. You can just close your eyes and let the story do its work. And it will trigger one emotion that you have deeply embedded within you, which is still there. I think that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sparing the time. And I have gone to that Spotify madam is talking about. I keep on listening, even the
We have guided meditations. Yeah. Yes, we do have.
go ahead, benefit yourself more and more. And as madam said, keep vibrating. Keep vibrating at a upper level. Don't
Yeah,
go
move upwards. Move upwards. It's called going urdhvagati, going upwards. Right? All right.
the me time and the self-love, what Radhika ma'am has been epitome over here as an example, I would say a role model. Nothing is to be feared. If you have that positive mind approach, you can achieve anything in this world.
I agree.
Nothing is beyond your capacity. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much. And to all of you who are listening, I can't see you, but my best wishes and love to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So good night, Shabba Khair for today. But I think we are enriched today to touch the newer dimensions of our life in the Navarasa's form. So as Madam said, enjoy every emotion because it is what makes you yourself. Thank
Sure.
you.
Super. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, support team, for being there. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.